Today we are going to learn about intrapleural pressure. So before going into the video, please subscribe my channel and share with your friends. Intrapleural pressure. So what is intrapleural pressure? Intrapleural pressure is the pressure existing in the pleural cavity. So what is pleural cavity? This is our lungs. Lungs is covered by two layers. Visceral layer, then parietal layer. So in between the visceral and parietal layer there is a space. So this is the space, right? This is a space. It is called pleural cavity. So what is pleural cavity? That is in between the visceral and parietal layers of pleura. So in between that two layers there is a space. It's called pleural cavity. So intrapleural pressure is the pressure existing in the pleural cavity. It is exerted by the suction of the fluid that lines the pleural cavity. So in this pleural cavity, intrapleural fluid is there. So this intrapleural pressure is due to the suction of the fluid that lies in the pleural cavity. It is also called intrathoracic pressure, since it is extended in the wall of the thoracic cavity. So it is called intrathoracic pressure. Why? Because it is extended wall of the thoracic cavity. Since it is extended in all the thoracic cavity, it is also called intrathoracic pressure. So next, about the normal value of intrapleural pressure. Respiratory pressure are always expressed in relation to atmospheric pressure, which is 760 mmHg. Under physiological condition, the intrapleural pressure is always negative. So what is the pressure of intrapleural pressure? It's always negative. So the intrapleural pressure is always negative. Remember this. Next, about the cause for negativity of the intrapleural pressure. Pleural cavity is always lined by a thin layer of fluid that is secreted by the visceral layer of pleura. So suppose this is the lungs, which is covered by the visceral layer and the pleural layer. So this is a visceral layer, this is a pleural layer. This visceral layer secretes a fluid which is present in between the, that is in between this shaded area, in between the parietal and visceral layer, and this cavity is called pleural cavity. So the pleural fluid is present in the pleural cavity. So this pleural fluid is produced by the visceral layer. So the pleural cavity is always lined by a thin layer of fluid that is secreted by the visceral layer of pleura. This fluid is constantly pumped from the pleural cavity into the lymphatic vessel. So this fluid is constantly pumped from the pleural cavity to the lymphatic vessel. So pumping of the fluid creates a negative pressure in the pleural cavity. So the pumping of this fluid creates negative pressure. So that's why intrapleural pressure is always negative. But in some exceptional cases, intrapleural pressure becomes positive in Valsalva maneuver and in some pathological conditions such as pneumothorax, hydrothorax, hemothorax and pythothorax. So in these cases, the intrapleural pressure becomes positive. The Valsalva maneuver is a breathing method that may slow your heart when it's beating too fast. To do it, you breathe out strongly through your mouth while holding your nose tightly closed. So by doing this, the heart will come back to its normal beating pattern. So next, about the measurement of intrapleural pressure. Intrapleural pressure is measured by direct method and indirect method. So by two methods we can measure the intrapleural pressure, that is by direct method and by indirect method. In direct method, the intrapleural pressure is determined by introducing a needle into the pleural cavity and connecting the needle to a mercury manometer. So in direct method, what we are using is we are introducing a needle into the pleural cavity. So in this picture you can see this is a pleural cavity. We are introducing a needle into the pleural cavity and this needle is connected to a manometer so that we can measure intrapleural pressure by direct method. And by indirect method, the intrapleural pressure is measured by introducing esophageal balloon which is connected to a manometer. So by esophageal balloon we can measure in indirect method. So intrapleural pressure is considered as equivalent to the pressure existing in the esophagus. So this point is important because intrapleural pressure is considered as equivalent. It is almost same to the pressure that is existing in the esophagus. So next, about the significance of intrapleural pressure. Throughout the respiratory cycle, the intrapleural pressure remains lower than the intraalveolar pressure. So this is also important point, that is the intrapleural pressure is always lower than the intraalveolar pressure, as we know that the intrapleural pressure is always negative. So think like that, intrapleural pressure is lower than the intraalveolar pressure. This keeps the lungs always inflated. This is the reason why the lungs is always inflated, otherwise it will collapse. We can't breathe if the lungs is always collapsed. So this point is important. Intrapleural pressure has two important functions. It prevents the collapsing tendency of the lungs. Okay, this just now we discussed about this point, right? It prevents the tendency of the lungs of collapsing. Intrapleural, so the reason is that intrapleural pressure makes the lungs always inflated. So it prevents the lungs from collapsing tendency. Next point, because of the negative pressure in the thoracic region, large vessels and vena cava are enlarged, that is dilated. Okay, because of the negative pressure, it will also make the veins, vena cava dilated. It will also make like inflated. For what? For veins and vena cava. Also the negative pressure acts like suction pump and pulls the venous blood from the lower part of the body towards the heart against gravity. Okay, this is also a good point. That is, the negative pressure will act as a suction point. So that the blood from the lower body is pumped, like forcefully pulled towards the heart because of this negative pressure. Because against gravity it should move, no? Thus the intrapleural pressure is responsible for venous return. Yes, so the reason why the venous return is the intrapleural pressure. So it is called respiratory pump for venous return. So it is also called respiratory pump. So that's it. Next we can discuss about intraalveolar pressure in next video.